top focus on 5 Live.
The questions being asked by the opposition and Rahul Gandhi on Manipur are all legitimate questions, viewer, because 58 days since the crisis in the state of Manipur began, there is no end in sight. But one must also ask, what is worse, ignoring Manipur or inciting things when the state is burning? Is this about a healing touch or another photo op for Rahul Gandhi? All legitimate questions at a time when a single court order has triggered 58 days of violence and counting, with over 100 people killed, tens of thousands of people displaced in one of India's most beautiful states. So what comes next and what will it take to settle the violence is the big question we're asking here on 5 Live. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Shiv. These are the headlines. BJP hits out at Rahul Gandhi's Manipur visit, calls it an attempt to incite violence. Congress claims Rahul's convoy was deliberately blocked by the BJP-controlled Manipur government. Political showdown over Prime Minister's uniform civil code pitch. Stalin, Akali Dal hit out at Prime Minister Modi, but Aam Aadmi Party extends support to the centre's UCC plan, triggers more divisions within the opposition. Monsoon mayhem across India, massive landslide in Uttarakhand, killer tree fall and kills a teenager. Day after calling Siddaramaiah a scared chief minister, DK Shivakumar fires another salvo, says some work hard while others enjoy privileges. Are there cracks in the new Karnataka Sarkara? Amit Shah kicks off Mission 2024 in Bihar just days after mega opposition meet in Patna, says Nitish should rethink the RJD alliance. And just hours after Rahul Gandhi's convoy was blocked when it departed from Manipur's Imphal towards violence hit Churachandpur in Manipur, Rahul Gandhi has now reached his destination by helicopter. He finally heeded the warning by local police about blockades and violence along the way and has instead taken a helicopter to land in the epicenter of Manipur's 58-day and counting violence. That's the district of Churachandpur. Next, Rahul Gandhi will be meeting Manipuri residents at the relief camps there, those who've been displaced, those who've been harmed by the ethnic strife between the Kuki and Meitei communities that has torn the state apart for nearly 2 months and counting now. Remember, we are on day 58 of the Manipur violence, which was triggered on May the 3rd after the High Court of Manipur sent a notice to the state government calling for a recommendation to the centre on making the dominant Meitei community part of the scheduled tribes list. The hill communities and tribes had mounted a major tribal solidarity march on that day, which became a trigger point for what has now turned out to be 58 days of non-stop strife between the two ethnic groups in the state of Manipur with no real end in sight. We'll be going across to our reporter in just a moment from Manipur. But here are, at 5 p.m., because this is an unfolding story, the defining images on day 58 of the Manipur violence. High drama as Rahul Gandhi visited the state. He's currently just reached Churachandpur. His convoy was stopped in Bishnupur, as you can see in these images, which is about 20 kilometers outside the state capital of Imphal, as locals staged a protest against him, those from the Meitei community. He was on his way to Churachandpur district, which is the worst hit area in this ethnic flare-up in Manipur. According to reports, Rahul Gandhi's convoy was stopped at Bishnupur over security concerns. The Bishnupur SP said that the convoy was stopped as that there was a possibility of a grenade attack along the highway through which Rahul was scheduled to travel. Well, as the protest against Rahul intensified, he faced go-back slogans by Meitei activists who tried to break through the barricades. Protesters were also seen raising placards saying "Want peace, not politics" posters. The Manipur police on camera, they've been firing tear gas to disperse protesters who were gathered near Rahul Gandhi's convoy in Bishnupur. Remember, it is also the police's responsibility to provide protection to political visitors like Rahul Gandhi. Here you can see them firing tear gas to disperse protesters. After facing protests and a backlash, Rahul Gandhi went back to the airport in Imphal from Bishnupur. From there, he took the prefixed program and continued to Churachandpur by helicopter, where he has just landed a few minutes ago. So Rahul Gandhi is in Manipur right now. We'll be getting you live images from Churachandpur in just a moment. Like we told you, his convoy was stopped in Bishnupur over specific security concerns, not just from protesters, but the possibility, the police say, of a grenade attack. The most dramatic images from earlier today, when Rahul Gandhi visited, were activists trying to break through the barricades and heard chanting "Rahul, go back" slogans. Take a look at this special report from the ground by India Today's Mosmi Singh.
Go back Rahul slogans. Tires burning on the road. Barricades broken. Tear gas fired, protesters clashing with police. Violence hit Manipur, witnessed a fresh bout of violence soon after Rahul Gandhi landed in Manipur.
You can see that the entire road has been blocked here. The police say it's an absolute no as of now because there has been firing ahead. There have been incidents of violence yesterday, and that's one reason that Rahul Gandhi's security is of paramount importance.
Rahul Gandhi's visit to violence struck Manipur was quick to hit a major roadblock. Then he insisted on taking the road route to violence epicenter of Churachandpur. Rahul's convoy was stopped 20 kilometers from Imphal in Bishnupur. Protesters tried to break through the barricades and fought pitched battles with Rahul Gandhi. Several protesters who lined up Rahul's route were seen chanting "Rahul, go back" slogans. Cops were seen pleading with Congress leaders to abandon the road trip and take chopper to Churachandpur.
Other than we fighting like cats and dogs.
We don't need to fight, sir. Actually, we are requesting.
Since morning, I heard firing has taken place when villagers from the valley side had gone towards the hills. If I go within my jurisdiction close to the border with 5-6 vehicles, the message or the rather rumor that is spread across is now miscreants seem to have come to attack Churachandpur side, Churachandpur villages.
You're saying that Rahul Gandhi's cavalcade can spread a rumor?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Several Congress supporters too fought with police to let Rahul Gandhi take the road route. Stopped by the unrest on his route, Rahul held huddle with local Congress leaders.
So they are intentionally blocking this.
ब्रो करने का बोला है सर
Okay. Purposefully.
purposefully nothing is there
They will not move an inch. Yes, sir. Go with them to see the blockade visual. Show us the blockade. Show us the blockade.
okay yeah I will ask
That would be.
the ESP I will ask the ESP and the
While Congress backed Rahul's visit and attacked Modi government for stopping his visit, the BJP hit back, describing Rahul's behavior highly irresponsible.
I always say Rahul and responsibility never travel together. यही अगर राहुल जी सुबह करते, एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की बात मानते, हेलीकॉप्टर से चुराचांदपुर जाते, तो आज मणिपुर, आज जो टीयर गैस चले हैं, आज जो स्थिति थोड़ा तनावपूर्ण इम्फाल में बना है, ये मणिपुर में नहीं होता।
उस काफिले को क्यों रोका गया? पहले इसी प्रशासन ने कहा आप बाय रोड जा सकते हैं, वहां से उनको रोक दिया जाता है और प्रशासन जिसने परमिशन दी थी, ऑब्वियसली उनके पास ऊपर से फोन आता है, उनके पास तानाशाहों का फोन आता है। किसी से मुलाकात करना आज पाप है?
After massive drama in pitched battle, Rahul Gandhi finally relented and took a chopper to Churachandpur. With Mausami Singh in Churachandpur, Bureau Report, India Today.
So Rahul Gandhi has now reached Churachandpur after being turned back from Bishnupur. He couldn't take the road route because of the risks to him and his team, and he had to reach the epicenter of the strife that has been tearing apart Manipur by helicopter. 58 days and counting. I want to go across now to India Today's Mausami Singh. She's been on the ground. India Today, the only channel that has been reporting from the ground in Manipur since the very beginning. We were there on May 5th, 2 days after violence broke out, and we've had a ground presence non-stop ever since with daily reports. This is not just a claim, this is something you can check for yourself. Now, what is the latest update, Mausami? Rahul Gandhi on his way to Churachandpur or has already reached? What's the latest happening on the ground right now?
So Rahul Gandhi finally reaches Churachandpur, and that is not before a lot of drama unfolded throughout the day. Tear gas shellings, protesters, barricades being pushed away. Rahul Gandhi's entire paraphernalia, cavalcade returning back from the airport 20 kilometers to Bishnupur and then heading back. So clearly, Rahul Gandhi finally manages to reach Churachandpur to meet the Kuki community. But the Congress says that the visit won't be complete without going to Morang. So we will have to wait and see whether he can actually take that chopper journey to Morang. You can see the weather is very cloudy. And if that's not possible, then it will be in Imphal that Rahul would be meeting members of the Meitei community to send a message across that he is hearing both sides.
Mausami, the big flare-up today was when Rahul Gandhi earlier today in Bishnupur, where you were reporting from, was stopped from continuing by road. You also spoke to the local SP, the police there, who were talking about possibility of a grenade attack. Why was the Congress not allowed? Just take us through that part of what happened today.
So as soon as Rahul Gandhi left the airport, 20 kilometers he had gone ahead when a barricade of sorts was put on the road at the Bishnupur police station, and the SP said that he could not permit Rahul Gandhi to cross this threshold at the cost of his own safety and security. He said the situation was volatile and it presented tremendous risk. The Congress was not ready to take that for a no, and it kept on asking him to allow Rahul Gandhi to go to Churachandpur. And importantly, the strategy was that if they went via chopper, then perhaps the government would intervene and use some tactic so that Rahul doesn't meet the Meitei community in Morang. So, but eventually Rahul had to go via chopper. We'll have to wait and see what ultimate message does Rahul Gandhi give to the people of Manipur at large.
Mausami, stay safe. We'll keep coming back to you. Rahul Gandhi is in Churachandpur now. We'll have a ground report from there in just a short while from now. This continues to be our top story here on India Today, and we will get more from Mausami in just a bit. And from that ethnic tension in Manipur now to the political battle that continues to rage in Karnataka weeks after that big Congress victory. This time the big fight is not just about politics and corruption. Now it's about a basic commodity. I'm talking about rice. Well, remember the Congress party in its manifesto had promised free rice to impoverished families in Karnataka. Well, now, unable to deliver on that promise, unable to procure the necessary rice required to fulfill its poll guarantee, under the Anna Bhagya scheme. The Karnataka government under Siddharamaiah has decided to dole out money instead for the 5 kilograms of rice promised to every BPL card holder. Well, the BJP has jumped in to slam the Siddharamaiah government, saying this is basically cheating voters because you're not even giving them enough money to buy the promised quantity of rice. It's the big fight now over rice. Take a look.
The Anna Bhagya, 10 kilos of rice for poor families, was one of the key promises that powered the Congress to power in Karnataka. Now the Siddharamaiah government has tweaked its ambitious social welfare scheme to meet its July 1st deadline. The state government, which is struggling to source the 2.29 lakh metric tons of rice needed every month to fulfill its poll guarantee, will now pay 170 rupees to each BPL card holder. This is equivalent to the price of 5 kilos of rice at a rate of 34 rupees per kilo. The scheme will cost the government 750 to 800 crore rupees per month. The Siddharamaiah government plans to invite tenders to procure rice in the coming months.
At the time being, we have announced that the July we are giving the rice. Instead of rice, we are starting until we will procure the rice. We are giving 1 kg 34 rupees. It is going to the card holder. This is the decision taken because of the BJP government.
It is unfortunate that Government of India through its FCI did not extend any type of cooperation. We are ready to pay 34, 35, whatever rate they quote, but they preferred to give rice to a private trader than to the state governments.
The BJP has accused the Congress of going back on their poll promises and cheating people.
They are going back to their words. State government and the chief minister, you should have made arrangements of the rices. It is not impossible. They have not done any sincere efforts. How much cash they are giving? 34 rupees. What is the market rate? Market rate is 50, 60 rupees. So, how much can a person buy from the money which these people give?
Facing flack from the BJP, Congress MP Jairam Ramesh accused the Narendra Modi government of stopping the Food Corporation of India from selling rice to the state at a fixed price of 34 rupees per kilo.
The Congress government in Karnataka has decided to swap rice with money, and this essentially means that the same amount that 5 kgs of rice would cost would be delivered to the bank accounts of BPL card holders, and this has triggered a wave of political reactions from BJP, with them calling this a political move. With video journalist Shiv Aroor, Anaga Keshav for India Today, Bengaluru.
Let's go straight to our debate now. It's a face-off, and the two big parties in Karnataka, the BJP and the Congress, are still at each other's throats. Now it's no longer about the election because the Congress won a handsome mandate in this state, but now it's about the delivery of its promises made in the manifesto. Freebie politics at its peak. Joining me live, Bhaskar Rao, spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP, former Commissioner of Police of Bengaluru, Dhruv Jatti, spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress. We'll go to the BJP spokesperson in just a moment, but Dhruv, to you first. Just to get this completely clear for our viewers to understand, the Anna Bhagya scheme, promises kilograms of rice. This was something that was promised in the manifestos. It was considered one of the big promises made by the Congress government. But now a lack of rice, which the government in Karnataka says is singularly due to the intransigence of the central government, as a result of which that rice cannot be dispensed at this time. And that's why cash is being given out until that rice is made available. Am I right?
Exactly, Shiv. And today evening, I join you from Kittur, Karnataka, which is a large part of the beneficiaries from Karnataka to all the 5 guarantees that we put forth. And what you said is spot on. And this comes after the FCI's, what I would say, double standards on the circular that they released on June 12th. And then what we saw 24 hours later. Post that, the Congress party went into negotiations with other states as well as central agencies who, we've been in discussions with for the past few days, but nothing has come out fruitful out of that. And we want to keep up to our guarantee that we promised to the people, and hence we've resorted to the solution of giving cash in hand. And let me remind you that this solution itself was given by the Bharatiya Janata Party's National General Secretary C.T. Ravi. So as a ruling party, we're also happy that we're able to take in opposition into account and respect their suggestions at the same time.
But the union minister in charge for food supplies at the centre, Dhruv, who met the food and supplies minister of Karnataka, Mr. Muniappa, a few days ago, the reason being put forward by the central government is that this much rice cannot be provided by the Food Corporation of India at this time because of reserve issues, reserve concerns, and to rein in inflationary pressures. How does the government and the Congress party respond to that? Because that is what the centre is saying is the reason, and it is, it's nothing malified that is the reason why that rice is not being provided.
Shiv, however, the statements of Piyush Goyal is contradictory to what happened in chronology of the 12th of June. What happened 24 hours later? Isn't that political? Is it that the FCI decides in 24 hours that they're going to stop rice for all states? That's my first point. And the second point that I would like to bring to you is that why isn't there any disruption in terms of the ethanol in which the FCI produces rice for them? Why just for states in Karnataka, and why just before the Annabhagya scheme is going to be announced?
What does the government plan to do in the interim? Because now, with cash being given out, or the plan is that cash is going to be given out for the next few weeks or months. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah said it may take 1, 2 or 3 months. Certain tenders are being floated to procure this rice in the interim. You've also got former Chief Minister Mr. Bommai attacking your government, Dhruv, to say that even the money that is being planned to be transferred under this direct benefit transfer scheme is not going to be enough. It's not going to match the amount that has been promised under the manifesto. So he says that is shortchanging Karnataka's poor. How do you respond to that? Or is that just a detail?
Shiv, instead of having the Bharatiya Janata Party criticize what's happening in the state, they have close to about 25 parliamentarians who in fact go to election in a couple of months. Instead of sitting and doing dharnas, they should be in place and assisting the people of Karnataka in order to procure rice from the center. That should be their first responsibility. Instead, they go on to politicize the entire issue. And, this elitist mindset of trying to, sub-marginalize the already BPL card holders, the below poverty line holders, shows the elitist mindset of the Bharatiya Janata Party. They seem to politicize food, and this being a humanitarian issue seems to be, politicized by the Bharatiya Janata Party. And you know what their priorities are at this point of time. They do not care about the people of Karnataka.
Okay, thanks very much. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the BJP guests as well, so this couldn't be much of a debate. But Dhruv, I appreciate you being with us here on this show. We'll continue to track this on the issue of rice. Freebie politics has continued to rage. Off the 5 big promises made by the Congress party, the promise of free bus travel for women is the only one that's gone ahead without a hitch so far, at least. The other 4 are in process. Not unusual. It takes time to roll out large promises of this kind. So we'll have to see how those go. Because remember, it's political and it's important, especially in an election year. The BJP, of course, can't be faulted in trying to find fault with how these promises are being delivered in the state of Karnataka on the road to 2024, where freebie politics, it appears, is going to be a big weapon for all big parties. Very quick break here on 5 Live. On the other side, high drama at the Tamil Nadu Chidambaram temple, a story that India Today put the spotlight on yesterday. Priests versus Stalin government in Cuddalore. Temple priests claim illegal temple grabbing by Stalin. 11 priests have been booked. We'll get you the latest on that developing story next.
The India Today group is pleased to announce the launch of a brand new online portal for our Best Colleges survey, featuring 6 years of ranking data as well as a wealth of granular information on thousands of institutes of higher learning. Our interactive portal offers easy access, analysis and guidance to our Best Colleges of India survey results for over 2,000 colleges across 14 streams. We invite everyone to visit our site bestcolleges.indiatoday.in and we wish aspiring students all the very best.
You've been observing this sector very, very closely over a long period of time. I wanted to take your take first on this 75 policies in a day kind of a target that this person was seen asking his employees to do or juniors to do. Is that a usual target that is given to a bank employee?
So these targets that are given are multiple targets are given to branch managers, and insurance is just one of them. They have targets for selling savings accounts, term deposits, and life insurance. A whole lot of multiple targets are given, and depending on urgency, a day they will keep shifting and emphasizing whichever targets they feel that there is a shortfall. And today, if you walk to any private bank branch, you will see that the branch staff are under enormous pressure to meet these multiple targets that are given to them by the top management.
And help our viewers understand why is exactly there so much pressure on bankers to sell these many insurance policies in in a single day.
So, Sakshi, clearly banks are allowed to cross-sell products. They can cross-sell many products like PPF is there, mutual fund is there, insurance policies are there. But why banks are focusing on insurance policies? The one answer to it is high commission rates. When they sell PPF, the commission might be nothing. When they are selling mutual fund, it is around 0.5% that is paid to bankers. But when it is insurance policies, it is up to 50% of the premium that is paid as commission to banks. So clearly it adds to their profit, and their profit increases when they sell these third-party products.
What are the kinds of mis-selling products that is done here? What could a user really end up with in such cases if not properly educated like you've been talking about?
You see, I have known of instances, of course we don't know in this case what exactly has happened, where customers want to open a bank deposit and they are completely missold. Actually the bank staff do fraud. They deliberately put their money into an insurance product. The customer believes he has opened a savings account or he's opened a term deposit.
Okay.
Only when the premium comes in that they realize there's something wrong. And then when they approach the branch, they realize that they have not got a bank deposit. They have got an insurance policy where they have to pay premiums for about 15 years. In other cases, I've come across even students whom you cannot sell a policy to because they are not earning. Okay. The banks have forged their age, forged their income proofs. And this shows a total collapse in underwriting standards, even of the insurance companies, because there has to be a verification done. But the entire process is so corrupted to achieve your targets that you have such practices.
It's the temple trust versus the Tamil Nadu government row that has escalated into a fierce battle. Now 11 priests at Tamil Nadu's Chidambaram temple have been arrested after devotees were stopped from entering this famous Nataraja temple in Tamil Nadu's Cuddalore district. While the Stalin government wrestles to gain control of this temple, the BJP has condemned the police's entry into the temple premises. Here's the latest that we know.
11 priests booked after high drama unfolds at the Chidambaram Natarajan temple in Cuddalore. Government officials entered the Kanagasabha, or the holy platform of the temple, which was closed off for devotees by the priests of the temple for 4 days. Officials first offered prayers and then ensured other devotees could enter amid protest by angry Dikshitars, the priests who manage the temple. The priests of the Chidambaram temple accused the officials of manhandling young boys while entering the platform. The priests justified blocking devotees, citing security reasons. They claimed that with expensive jewellery kept in temple, they did not want to take a chance.
This has turned into a huge battle, as the epitome was a recent struggle where the Bodhidikshitars said that due to security reasons, devotees cannot be allowed to climb atop the Kanagasabai. Kanagasabai means a golden platform, but the HRNC went ahead and said that such decisions cannot be taken only by the Bodhidikshitars, and they have to discuss about it with the HRNC board, and that turned out to be a huge issue.
Devotees now are entering the temple's holy golden platform as Dikshitars allowed entry later. The Dikshitars have accused the Stalin government of illegally grabbing the temple.
It is an illegal grabbing of administration attempt by the Tamil Nadu government, more precisely the HRNC department. On 6/1/2014, the Supreme Court has given a final quietus to this struggle, as we can say that. They say that the Dikshitars are denomination sect and they have protection under Article 26. Therefore, they have got a right to administrate this temple.
The BJP has condemned the police entry into the temple premises.
Sagar Babu says, we are going to take over the temple. If you want to take over the temple, it is under the order of Supreme Court. Supreme Court said the Chedars are entitled to maintain the temple. If you want to taking over the temple, you have to file review petition before the Supreme Court, not from the backdoor entry. They are putting unwanted cases, fake cases.
Showdown over the historic temple is clearly turning uglier by the day.
The HRNC claims that all measures are being taken to take control of the temple, but the Dikshitars claim that already Supreme Court has called them a denominated community and the governance of the temple belongs to them. Zivian, Pramod Madhav, for India Today.
Keep watching 5 Live. We're taking you straight to Paris, France, right after this break to show you how different parts of that country are in a riotous blaze over the killing of an African in a Paris suburb. Terrifying images of violence in France.
We were anticipating and really waiting for these levels to kick in. Markets have not disappointed. Where to from here?
Well, I think Abba, this is right. Market has been expecting the newer highs, and this time around the rise has been fueled by the participation of HDFC Bank to the rally. Up till now, this heavyweight stock has remained absent in participating into the market. And now that I think the stock has moved up due to the merger confirmation news of HDFC with HDFC Bank, it has possibly resulted also in influencing the other banking stocks to participate simultaneously, because the weight balancing had to be done. So obviously, along with HDFC Bank, we are seeing the participation elsewhere also in the banking space. Not completely surprised with this particular rally, largely because of the fact that the underlying fundamentals of the market have remained practically very strong. If the month of April, May and partly June has remained largely favorable to the mid caps, where people have made a lot of money, I would think that this money is now being shifted to the large cap stocks who have remained on sidelines in last 2 months. So to a greater extent, I think it's a rotation which has started happening, wherein people are booking profits from mid caps, putting money into large caps. Second point, as I mentioned, the larger amount of focus has started happening into the banking, where I think the HDFC Bank is leading the pack for obvious reasons. And third most important aspect, the government is spending money, which is now materializing into the larger projects. And this being the last year ahead of central election, in my viewpoint, I think maximum efforts and thrust would be on spending money in the economy and keep economy vibrant and buoyant. So all in all put together, it has also started attracting a lot of investment interest from overseas market. Today, Goldman Sachs CEO interviews suggest that I think he is wanting to bring a lot of money into the country through his banking activities. So all in all put together, I think the market is taking the wind out of all the positive news, and where we are seeing the rally happening in the market.
Quality today. In Delhi, 133. In Mumbai, 29. In Kolkata, 58. In Bangalore, 54. In Chennai, 58. In Hyderabad, 19.
The killing of an African immigrant in a suburb of Paris has resulted in a huge flare-up of violence in different parts of France, mostly concentrated to the suburbs of Paris, where the working class live, but also spreading to other cities like Lyon, Dijon, and others. Paris and France at large, remember, have faced the reputation of police brutality against working class immigrants and people from Africa. This is something that the government has tried to battle for a long time, but a teenager, 17-year-old African youth who was killed by police at a traffic stop in a suburb of Paris has resulted in a huge flare-up and a backlash of violence in different parts of Paris and different parts of France as well. Let's take a look at some of the defining images from violence-marred Paris and different parts of France. Paris continues to remain on edge after the deadly police shooting of that teenager. The shooting has unleashed tensions between the police and angry citizens in different suburbs of the French capital. Pictures on your screen show cars on fire in the middle of a road, a rising plume of smoke and fireworks being thrown at police vehicles as well. Tension actually reached boiling point in the Paris suburb of Nanterre in the wake of the deadly police shooting of that teenager. Riot police have been seen deployed in large numbers in full protective gear as cars burn in the background. Many police vehicles continue to be attacked as well. Police and firefighters are struggling to contain protesters in some areas and extinguish numerous blazes through the night over the last couple of days that have damaged schools, police stations and town halls, including other public buildings. From Toulouse in the south to Lille in the north, these blazes have become commonplace. The French riot police have been firing tear gas in the southern city of Toulouse as protesters burn cars after the teenager's killing at a traffic stop. Things are slightly, marginally better, but continue to be tense. The aftermath of the violent protests in the suburbs of Paris on Tuesday night, during which 24 police officers were injured, 40 cars were set ablaze, according to French media reports. And these were not a one-off. They've been blazing for the second night in a row, with security forces deployed in Paris to prevent this unfolding and escalating violence spreading over the fatal shooting of that teenager. Around 2,000 riot police have been called into the suburbs around Paris as things get set to possibly escalate. Here's a full report.
Angry protesters set cars ablaze and shot fireworks at French police on Wednesday in the working-class Paris suburb of Nanterre. It was the second night of unrest following what President Emmanuel Macron called the inexcusable fatal shooting of a teenager during a traffic stop there. The shooting of the 17-year-old, who was of North African origin, has fueled long-running complaints of police brutality in the ethnically diverse suburbs of France's biggest cities. A police officer is being investigated for voluntary homicide for shooting the teen, whose name was given only as Nael. Prosecutors say he failed to comply with an order to stop his car, but a lawyer for the family referred to a video shared on social media that showed an officer shooting at the driver at close range, saying, quote, "You can see that the shooting is not within the rules." Macron appealed for calm as he made the rare criticism of law enforcement after the shooting. Two leading police unions have fought back, saying the detained officer should be presumed innocent until found otherwise. A woman, identified as the victim's mother, has called on social media for a memorial march on Thursday in Nanterre, saying, "We will lead a revolt for my son."
And the very latest in a story that has enthralled and fascinated people all over the world for the last 10 days. OceanGate's shattered Titan submersible that met with a terrible end while sinking down to investigate the Titanic's wreckage has been returned to shore, and the presumed human remains of the 5 civilians on board who were crushed instantaneously in that undersea implosion may have also been recovered. Here's a report with all the details of a story that we continue to track at every step.
Possible human remains from the Titan submersible were recovered on Wednesday, brought to shore alongside what's thought to be debris of the shattered vehicle. Video shows what appeared to be the nose of the submersible and other fragments wrapped in white tarp, winched from a ship and unloaded at St. John's Port in Canada's Newfoundland. The fragments may shed more light on what caused the catastrophic implosion of the sub, which was descending to the century-old wreck of the Titanic earlier this month. Among the dead on board was Stockton Rush, CEO of OceanGate Expeditions, which operated the sub. Also killed were British billionaire Hamish Harding, Pakistani-born businessman Shahzada Dawood and his son, and French oceanographer Paul-Henri Nargeolet. The US Coast Guard said in a statement medical professionals will conduct a formal analysis on the presumed human remains. Experts had raised safety concerns about the Titan sub and questioned OceanGate's decision not to pursue recognized certification processes for the sub's design, fabrication and testing. The accident has also raised questions about the unregulated nature of such expeditions. The debris field of the doomed vessel was found last Thursday near the wreckage of the Titanic, 13,000 feet deep in the North Atlantic Ocean.
And the first images have now emerged of Elon Musk preparing for that proposed cage match with arch social media rival Mark Zuckerberg. The tech billionaires have reportedly agreed to a much publicized fight, a cage match. While the Meta, Facebook founder, is already a proponent of jiu-jitsu, Elon Musk is said to have roped in an ultimate fighting champion legend, Georges St-Pierre, to train him for this amazing, most definitely viral encounter.
Mark Zuckerberg honing his mixed martial arts skills, sharpening his jiu-jitsu moves, getting ready to take on Elon Musk. It's not just the rumored Threads, a microblogging platform Meta is developing as a rival to Twitter. The two tech billionaires are, if reports are to be believed, getting ready for a caged fight. It all started last week with Elon Musk responding to a tweet about Meta working on a Project 92 to challenge Twitter. Elon's response? He was up to a caged match if Zuckerberg was. The dare was immediately accepted by Zuckerberg, who took to his own platform, Instagram, to respond, putting the ball back in Musk's court. The next few days were filled by taunts from the Tesla CEO, even asking the Meta founder to go full MMA, leaving netizens salivating over a tech billionaire showdown. Musk also hinted the caged match could be at celebrated Las Vegas fighting venue, the Octagon. He then tweeted, "I have this great move that I call the Walrus, where I just lie on top of my opponent and do nothing." Head to head, the two opponents could not be more different. Musk towers over Zuckerberg's 5 feet 8-inch frame by more than 5 inches. Musk is also much heavier than Zuckerberg. But the Twitter owner is also 13 years older than the Facebook prodigy. Musk is twice as rich as Zuckerberg, but is a novice in MMA, while Zuckerberg is a trained jiu-jitsu fighter. Musk, it seems, is not taking the challenge lying down. He already started training with Lex Friedman, who posted images of the sessions on Twitter and commented that he was extremely impressed with Musk's strength, power and skill on the feet and on the ground. Musk also seemed to be in talks with the legendary UFC coach Georges St. Pierre for some training sessions ahead of the purported caged fight. Though the jury is still out on whether the challenge is real or just limited to online sparring, the highly competitive nature of the two entrepreneur geniuses will ensure the entertainment lasts for some time. Bureau Report, Business Today Television.
Quick break here on the news. On the other side, Bollywood sees a massive slump in box office collections for the first 6 months of 2023. What's going on? What's wrong? The pandemic is over. So why are all things going downhill in Tinseltown? We'll find out next.